Welcome back to the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And back with me, as always, is the man himself. We simply call him Wash. What's going on, good sir?
What is up? I am happy to be here. Another Friday night in the Nerdiverse, post Comic Con, walking
Yeah,
into the hot days of August. It's a little spicy out by you, I hear, isn't it?
it's always spicy out here, dude. Bradley's in the house, bro. What's going on, Bradley, bro? What's going on, Bradley? It's hot, man. It hasn't stopped being hot, bro. I'm fighting off ants, bro. Like I'm having issues and troubles. I ain't slept in like 3 weeks. I I wear these shades because it's like the branding,
Oh,
but
yeah.
bags, all types of bags and luggage under my eyes right now. You don't want to see it, dog.
Bro, yes, I still get the alerts on my phone because hashtag Miss LA, and I'm just like, no, that doesn't sound friendly at all. So, drink lots of water, but yes, coming off of a post cup, what is that, milk tea?
Yeah, man, some royal milk tea, dog, from a
My eyes
nine.
caught that. I don't even know what milk tea is.
Yeah, it's from
The
the
hell's milk?
99 Ranch. You know what I'm saying? Where they have all the good
Ah,
Asian delicatessens, dog. You want some fresh fish straight from
ah.
Japan? Tastiness, dog.
All right, that straight up sounded like something coming from like Tatooine, like that thing
Yeah,
Kenobi was drinking, Luke
that
was
shit's
drinking.
blue, bro.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
it's blue. It's
Yeah,
blue in here, dog. It's delicious. Straight from the teat of Mother
fantastic.
Tatooine herself, dog. See, this food Bradley said, I
Nice.
love this heat. See, the difference between me and you, Bradley, is that you're a melanated brother and like you were built to like glisten in the sun. Where unfortunately I'm the other side of African American where I look at the sun and I literally evaporate like Nosferatu, dog. I burn and all that bullshit. So not fun, man. On this side of the shade equation, dog. I don't glisten, dog. I just
I
turn into a
mean,
damn, you
there's a
know.
documentary about this somewhere, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's called Coolie High, bro. It's called Coolie
Oh,
High.
damn.
You
Damn.
know,
That's
I'm
ridiculous.
I'm just kidding. I'm super jealous because I wish I could just be like, like Eddie Murphy was talking about Dexter in Jamaica. Just walking down the island, swinging his dick. Trying to get your
Yeah.
wife who's on her girl vacation. He said, "I'm bald though." I want to talk about that for a second. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I want to
Yeah.
talk
Let's do
about
it.
like there's nothing wrong with losing your hair. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
I
It's a
know.
rite of passage, man. We all cross that, bridge when we get there. It happens to the best of us, man.
It's just hair, bro. It's
It's
just
just
hair.
hair, bro.
It's
The ladies,
literally just hair.
there's a whole subset of ladies and gentlemen who love a bald head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude,
you know,
like shit's hot, man. Shit's hot. You
it's
cut
hot.
your beard. Why? So I don't know if this is turning into GQ
No, I'm just
podcast, but
saying.
we can go there if
No,
you want. It makes
I mean,
sense.
part of the
Birds nest.
nerdiverse is making sure you're looking good, you smelling good. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole dark section of the nerdiverse who was at Comic Con who woke up smelling like ass cookies and are just okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Bald and
Yes,
gross, bald hot,
I absolutely know what you're saying. 100% too real.
too real. Hashtag hard cuts. I cut the water
Yeah.
off this morning and now I'm walking in there smelling like a bowling alley. Toots is in the house too. She said, just cut it off, fellas. I mean, we all, yeah, what are you gonna do? It's totally fine. Just roll with, be you. You knew what you were doing. But yeah, man, I just want to give that PSA to anybody who's going through it. It's like, oh no, what's happening with my hairline? You're fine, bro.
It's
Just
fun.
make the decision. Just make the decision.
It's fun.
Um, we have an episode tonight, but there's one small caveat that we
Ooh.
have to adjust, address immediately right now on Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast is that we're having a little technical difficulty. I'm happy to see that we are live on done. Oh no, Masters of the
Dun,
Nerdiverse
dun,
technical
dun.
difficulties.
Do,
Like
do,
this
do,
has
do,
never
do
happened
we do we
before.
got the sound effects or
Hold
no?
on, hold on,
No, we got a dun, dun.
hold on. Do I have a? Here we go. Ah! Oh no, we're having technical difficulties. Nothing we are not used to. So, my deck that is made to illustrate our points and talking points, it's not coming up for some reason. It's been loading for the last hour. So we're gonna do this super old school. You get to just stare at our faces for this episode, unless it's
Yeah,
a load. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll go
yeah.
up. But if not,
I mean, my
uh,
internet might cut out, so it could just go black and be talking. You just have no idea.
once you go black, you know what I'm saying? You never go back, baby. You never go back. Brr, brr. That being said, I want to thank everybody for coming here this evening. For those live, stop in, say hi. Sorry, did that break you, dude? I'm sorry. I'm tripping tonight, dude. I've gone back to
Damn.
damn. That's an indictment, Doug. Let's get into the episode this evening. So until the images pop up, we're just gonna freestyle this. But before I get started, what?
And fun fact, folks, I need it too. So I have no idea really what's going on without them. So it's gonna be up to Mike to do a great job presenting our topics tonight.
That's okay. We're gonna figure this out as we always do, because that's like the mantra of my entire life is figuring things out. That being said, if you like the content, please like the content. We are one follower away from 100 followers, dude. We're one follower away. So your auntie, your cousin, baby Jub and all them, just tell them about the podcast. Tell them you're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk nerd stuff. Darth Vader's here. Have them join the podcast. Let's go. Bradley, you don't want me freestyling, dog. Nah, man. It'd be real rusty and crusty, dog. But we're gonna talk about tonight's episode, which is Masters of the Nerdiverse, episode 173, which is Project Hell Mary, based on the information that we got this weekend from the from Comic-Con.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Project
Yeah.
Hell Mary. So in this case, I'm going to ask Watch before we get started. Of these four topics, which I will list, which were going to be our damn, topics of the week, but the stupid anyway. I'm just about to go on a tirade about the failures of technology. First topic of the evening, of course, is that Ryan Gosling was cast as the Ghost Rider for the upcoming Ghost Rider film. He's getting his own film. The other topic, kind of piggyback off that, is we finally got our T'Challa. We got a brand new Black Panther that was also announced, one of the biggest news at Comic-Con. The other announcement is the Neuromancer trailer. Did you watch this thing?
Yes,
Neuromancer? Ooh,
Yes,
that's kind of crazy. And lastly, Ryu versus Blanca, the Street Fighter clip that has the internet going crazy, but for all the wrong reasons. I really want to talk about that. But Watch, of these four topics at the beginning of all things, which one do you want to talk about the most right now?
What the third one? I'm gonna pick number 3, the Neuromancer trailer, because I have questions, thoughts, but Street Fighter is a very close second. It is a very close second because things are busy, so I'm not seeing a lot. So when I sat down to do my podcast prep, I came across this trailer and I went, "Oh, questions."
Hands up, right? So we're going to take that Neuromancer as a good first place, and the Street Fighter going to be second place. So I have to actually pull up the physical list because I don't have my dang images, but that's okay. But before we can even get into any of these topics, before we can get into anything we're going to talk about this evening, I have to ask Wash a very simple question. How was your week? This sucks.
I had it.
This is pissing me off. Why would it just load? God damn. Why does this thing have to? Why does life have to be so hard, man? It's pissing me off.
Man, I gotta tell you, pretty good week, solid week. We got in some things. One of the things I do want to finally comment on, but I'm gonna save it for second because I'll probably just lead into your thing. So we are gonna start off with topic number one. Mike G, thank you.
For what?
Thank you.
What I do? What I do?
Because you ask good questions, my friend.
Okay.
You ask questions. And a few weeks ago, you asked me a question about, hey, when was the Death Star first thought about? And so there's a book based upon the Empire creating and building the Death Star called Catalyst. Call it a prologue to Rogue One. And I did not necessarily like this book upon first viewing. Or first reading it, I remember my review of it. My review was it's a technical document for the Death Star.
Yeah.
So it's like that's how the book read. It's like, oh well, this wire leads to this, and thus allowing the laser to shoot through. And critics like, yes, I like this idea. Tell me more. And so they would tell you more. That said, upon second listening with these deep books that I listened to early on, there's just a lot that I'm picking up from this book. And it's hard to like say or put in the works because it's kind of confusing. So to answer your question, I did text you. Tarkin just mentioned that he first heard about the Death Star or when this was taking place, like the creation, building, the first seeds of the Death Star.
Yeah.
Let's say that the manufacturing plants were at this stage, they were buying them. Okay, this is where we are in the planning stage. And it goes back to a Clone Wars episode where Tarkin, Ahsoka, and Anakin and Kenobi are trapped on a Jedi prison just for Jedi. And that's like season 1 of the Clone Wars. And so you're like, man, it comes in early. But what gets deep and the deep cut that goes in this book is like they're pitching the Death Star to the Republic.
What?
Right? Yes. So, right, because Palpatine's chancellor. So they're pitching the Death Star to the Republic. And you know who the Death Star is made by? The Geonosians.
Yeah.
So they actually have Poggle the Lesser in like a briefing with Republic senators after all that nonsense, pitching the Death Star as like protection from Count Dooku and the Separatist Alliance. And
that
so,
early back, huh?
Bro, deep cut.
Okay.
And you're like, what is happening right now? And so, yeah, when you talk about when was this, yeah, please.
I have a question. So
Yes.
It seems very oxymoronic, right? Because from my understanding, the Death Star was the super top secret. This thing was being built in hiding. No one really knew what it was until it was right on top of them, right? But then it makes sense that a battle station of that magnitude would require funding and backing and political agreement and decision making, and it would be decades, if not generations, in conception, right? So you're telling me that before the Clone Wars, there were already whispers of this intergalactic space station that they were just trying to get the idea off the ground.
So fun fact.
But it was also super top secret, and nobody knew what was going on.
If you want to follow me on X, go ahead, Brian J. Wash. I posted a couple of days ago Back to the Well, which was Darth Plagueis. So upon hearing this news, I had to go back and listen, or I'm listening to Darth Plagueis for the 8th time, I think. Great book, folks. And I'm trying to hear because when in the grand plan is this made? And this turns out to kind of be a Palpatine creation. I just don't know at what point he actually thought of it, but I'm almost to the end of Darth Plagueis again. And so I should have the answer to that question because he just found Maul and we're into the shenanigans. So that is a long way of saying, number one, read Catalyst. It's a technical document for the Death Star, but there's a lot of good nuggets in there as well. And, Rogue One people.
You know what it reminds me when you say that? It reminds
Mhm.
me of like the book of the recently deceased from Beetlejuice, where he's like, when they died and there's this book left as ghosts. And he says,
Yeah.
this thing reads like stereo instructions. I don't know. Like, it's hard to discern what this book is asking me to do. And that's what this Death Star manual sounds like. You know what I'm saying?
Star Wars Catalyst. So,
All right.
it was not a go-to, and I'm probably still not going to give it a 5, but it will probably get an upgrade because I'm sure I gave it a 3, if not a 2. That thing was rough upon first listening. So, number 2, shout out. Second season, King of the Hill.
Oh, talk about
great.
it.
It's great.
Okay.
Like they fixed whatever it was in the writing room, right? And so like the pacing hits and the jokes hit. And I just want to say, shout out, I'm about 3 episodes in. Watch 3 like all back to back to back without wanting to turn it off, which first season. I didn't finish the last 2 episodes of the first season just because it got so damn rough. Actually, I did finish it. It did take a long, like the last episode, like took me. I had to watch it in 3 parts, and it's 22 minutes.
Yeah, the struggle.
You know what I mean? It was real, and no, they fixed it. So it seems like a return of good King of the Hill. And so, therefore, I'm going to talk about it and just say, go watch it if you are a King of the Hill fan, especially if you didn't necessarily like season 1 and you're wondering, is season 2 good? Because season 2 got huge rankings. So that was like,
okay,
really?
Because I kind of poo-pooed it after like season 1 kind of rubbed me the wrong way. No, there's something off about this. But if you're telling me it's goated, then gives me something else to watch this weekend. Yeah.
It absolutely hits. And I think it's just a pacing type issue. And I don't know. I was thinking about this today. I'm wondering if they took some of the new voices down as like characters just so that you're not hearing it as much. And thus you're still hearing those old characters, making it a tad more familiar. Not sure. Just a thought I had this afternoon. So, number 2. And lastly, and I have thoughts. Number 3, X-Men.
Okay, that's all you get from me. Yeah.
All right. So, I'm caught up on X-Men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like all the way. Like last episode.
Yes, I'm caught up all the way through X-Men. Yes, I'm caught up all the way through X-Men, and I have some initial thoughts.
Okay.
First initial thought: we have 1 episode left. Is that accurate?
I don't know. It can't be. How many episodes are we in? Like, it's
7.
a lot. It may be that shit. You may be right.
If we
8 sounds right.
If there is only 1 episode left, I'm going to end up being a tad like, what? Why?
It would make a whole lot of sense for there to be 1 episode left the way things were happening when this thing was being written out, but it would still be disappointing. It would be highly disappointing. But they've already greenlit. They've already greenlit like seasons 3 and 4,
and I'm sure 9 episodes. Have.
But Bradley confirmed
9 episodes. 9 episodes. Yeah. So we have 2 left. Okay.
This is the penultimate episode.
So season 1 was a much more concise vision, right? Mm-hmm. And there are some gaps within season 2 that they're asking a layman to possibly fill in that I don't necessarily think is fair. That said, I remember one of your comments about, man, I'm really disappointed through 30-minute episodes. Yeah. And it's a lot. And they're trying to do a lot, and they don't have a lot of time to do it. And thus, it's making for a very broken type of adventure. I don't know if 2 episodes makes me feel a lot better, but it makes me feel way more better than just one left, because as we end this last episode, I'm just like, fine, I see where we're going, but how do we get there without a bullet? You know what I mean? Where it still feels satisfying and climactic like it needs to be. And you can't just sugarcoat at the end and be like, well, we're going to play the music, bring in the crew, and everything's good. That's not going to work. Lastly, the end of season 1, when Xavier was with Girl and then came back to Earth.
Yeah. He left. The Shi'ar is always Lalandra is his ex. She's always just floating around, dude.
I get it, but it feels a little left behind.
It's always left. That's Lalandra and Professor. It's always left behind.
Everything that happened in season 1, all those stakes, and yes, he's coming back, right? Great, fine. All those stakes after that, I don't necessarily know if we're doing justice to that. So those are my comments. Go.
Okay.
And I'm sure that's good. Oh, wait. Mike, how was your week?
Thank you. How was my week, sir? Yeah. And I'll piggyback off starting my week with I watched X-Men 97 and I am completely caught up. Bradley was mentioning that Big Bo got fired, came in and he wrote season 2, season 3 and 4 are going to be written by completely different people. Cross that bridge when we get there. They're going to be ass cookies. We've all kind of accepted that. To piggyback off your last comment in regards to the stakes of the first season not really being felt in the second, you know what I mean? Kind of a clean slate is kind of what it feels like going into second season. I will say that, but I will also retort and say that the ramifications of Genosha are still very much felt in this second season. Like, we've literally had filler episodes where we're going back to Genosha to relive the horrors, you know what I mean? And X Corp and all that crazy. They've built their new base on Genosha because of the horrors of Genosha. And we're still feeling a lot of that repercussion, even though a lot of the more goofy stuff, Professor X is taking a vacation in the Shi'ar Empire, and you know what I'm saying, like Magneto's Asteroid M never really it's going to be brought up for a while because it's Asteroid M. But I think the heavy hits, like the death, spoilers, I guess, the death of Gambit, you know what I mean, the estranged relationship of Xavier and Magneto, take that as you will. And of course, you know what I'm saying? And of course, Genosha.
A lot of innuendo, but go on.
Way too much innuendo if you ask me, but hey, if you like it, I love it, I guess. And of course, going into the new season, it's Apocalypse, all day Apocalypse, 1,000 years Apocalypse, which I'm not going to kick up the bed for crackers. My biggest takeaway so far is, and I was thinking about this, and I just wanted to keep it for the podcast, is they are trying to tell stories that they don't have time to tell. You know what I mean? They are trying to make points. It almost feels like Star Trek: The Next Generation. You know what I'm saying? Where there's an A plot, right? That's super important. Yeah. And there's also these B plots that are going on that are just kind of one and dones. You know what I mean? Wolverine going to go get his adamantium back was the ultimate B plot. Probably the weakest episode.
I wanted to mention that. That was not a great. I was like, why? What? Why? I kind of get it, but what?
It's an excuse for him to get back to status quo, right? And also this most latest episode, which I really liked with the Exodus and the Savage Land, but it's a B plot, right? It's kind of like there's a whole bigger story that this could be, but you guys just don't have the time. You know what I mean? Bradley said it's 60 years of X-Men in one season. It's a hard thing to pull off when you're just trying to touch on these moments and give people these talking moments, but we ain't got that kind of time. We got 2 other episodes to pretty much wrap Apocalypse,
And I know
right?
you love this show, and I know you
And I
love
super love
this
it, but
show.
I can be critical of it
But
too.
let me ask you: Are you worried? Are you kind
Not
of
really.
worried how this is going to wrap up? Not that it's will it be satisfying?
I think it will, because I mean, say what you want about about Big Bo. We're gonna call him Big Bo, but the man can write his ass off. You know what I mean? He seems to he seemed to have some kind of affinity to the X-Men and their plight, and I think it's heavy-handed on other things, but like I don't have any worry. Now, if the next episode is about freaking like Rogue going to the ice cream store to find her long lost kitten or some bullshit, I'm gonna start worrying, because now we only got one episode left. You know what I mean? This literally has to be Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi in these next 2 episodes. And it's like, that's a lot to ask of 30 minutes of content, an hour of
And
content combined.
I guess I'm not feeling, and I'm not using the word stakes here. I'm not feeling the
Well,
weight of the consequences for this season as they were felt in the first season. So
I don't know. Like,
for whatever it's worth.
the very first episode is us in the age of apocalypse, and Earth is effed. And this is what the consequence is if we don't figure this out. You know what I mean? And it's like, well,
but they stray, and they stray in and they stray in not necessarily the best way. It actually reminds me a lot of the Fantastic Four movie, which I enjoyed and was fine, but there were just parts of it where you're like, why are we here? What are we doing? And could we be doing something else better that serves this greater a plot, as you want to call it? So
I think that this season has bitten off a bit more than it can chew.
Yeah.
Because you have to pretty much subsidize past, present, future, all going at the same time, all revolving around the immortal foe called Apocalypse, right? I don't see us going back to the past. That's kind of cooked, right? I don't see us going back to the future. We're going to stay in the present now. So it's almost like, why not have the past and the present, the past and the future be one episode, and just let us ride through the present, or make the whole thing the past and then one in the present, or just commit to a thought versus having this bounce. And that's always the trickiest thing about time travel plots, is because how do you give everything time? You can't. That's the whole.
And shout out to our Everywhere All at Once review. Go watch that because it does it very well. But
yes.
To that point, that is what made me think about this in the beginning, because wasn't it episode 2 where Apocalypse is like, I need to attack the X-Men at their weakest?
Yeah.
The 90s.
The 90s, right?
We've spent 5 minutes in the 90s
with Apocalypse, right? And Toot says it's unnecessary B plots, right? And I think the unnecessary B plots are hurting that in the 90s, right? It's these unnecessary B plots that I like. Like I said, it reminds me of Star Trek: The Next Generation. But we don't have that kind of time. These aren't hour-long episodes that we can pontificate on these thoughts. We're moving, bro. And it's like, you got to wrap up Apocalypse with such a big character. I just wish they would have held back on those intrusive plots.
And we may have to do a full review because we certainly should probably move on. But I love the Danger Room, and I didn't quite like that episode. Like, the Danger Room is one of my favorite things.
The Danger's the realest, dude. The Danger's cool.
All right.
Danger's cool. All right.
You say so.
She's the Danger Room personified. She's all through the
I get it.
Rules,
it just wasn't a great freaking episode. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. The episode itself wasn't great. Even though, I'm a sucker for Polaris. I love Polaris. I've loved Polaris since forever. And them making Polaris a major character in this season is kind of tickling the back of my brain. And we may, like you said, we may have to do a full review on this once it's all said and done. But I'll leave it at, I'm very optimistic for the rest of the season, even though I'm probably never going to watch it again after this season, because God knows what Algonquin Roundtable they're going to bring in. There's the right seasons 3 and 4, and it's going to be the difference between, it's like the difference between the Wayans brothers scary movie and whatever the hell was going on after they got kicked out. You know what I mean? It's like the vibe is going to be completely effing different, and it's like I'm not down for that. You know?
Yeah.
What else did I do with this week? I watched Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I have thoughts on Mortal Kombat 2, and if you have any questions, please let me know. That movie's weird. Only because I feel like the budget got more the longer the movie went, and then the budget got taken away. It's one of those where it's like dangling the carrot, and then they pull the carrot out. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you got to be quicker than that. You got to be quicker than that. Because my biggest thing about a Mortal Kombat movie or a Street Fighter movie or any kind of fighting movie is the fighting should be really, really good. The choreography should be solid, right? That should be number one priority. Forget the plot, forget the actors. Hire Jackie Chan stunt team.
Yeah.
Or whatever you need to do. And it's like when these movies don't do that, and it's like this wire foo where it's like, I'm going to shoot a projectile and then I'm going to fake fall off this building and you can see me slow fake falling. It's like, guys, they're right over there. They just worked on John Wick. You know, they just worked on these other movies. Just get these guys. They're probably not that expensive. Just care about the fighting, please. And it's like the fighting got better as the movie went along, and then it got really worse at the end. You know what I mean? It's like there's some really good fights in it, like Liu Kang versus Kung Lao. It's probably one of my favorite fights of the year so far. It just tells a story very well orchestrated. A lot of wire fu, but still some physical. You could tell the dudes really did the choreography. That's what I like to see. Is that they, you know, you can see the choreography in it.
Well, I mean, I remember that was one of our concerns when we saw the trailer. We were just looking at the trailer, kind of like, I mean, they aren't really doing a lot with the fighting, are they? And
it's
you know,
terrifying.
You had one. How was Johnny Cage? Did he do it?
You know what?
Was he able to carry the movie? Was he Urban?
I hate to say it, but it's Keith Urban, Doug.
I think that's not the singer. Married to Nicole Kidman. Who's
that is the singer. Carl Urban is who we're thinking.
Carl Urban. Thank you.
You know, I hate to be that guy, but it's just not my Johnny Cage. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just doesn't feel like Johnny to me, dude. I've been playing this character since Sega. You know,
Johnny
Cage.
My Johnny,
I'm wearing the red hat and everything. Not my Johnny Cage, man. You can take that. These took our jobs, dude. It's just Carl Urban was always a weird pick for that character, man.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Gosling would have been like the perfect Johnny Cage. He just looks like a douchebag actor, you know. And Carl Urban still looks too much like, you know. I know. Sorry, Ryan. Don't be mad at me. Timu Wolverine is what she called Carl Urban, dog. You know, Cage Arena. I thought I was being spicy, dog. Damn.
I mean, can we just keep him as the Star Trek dude? Friggin'
no, he didn't fit that Bones, Doug.
Bones,
he didn't fit that either, man. He just looks too much like a caveman, Doug. Carl Urban literally looks like he's from Lord of the Rings. He just should have just stayed in that pocket and just been Lord of the Rings, man, and done all the medieval stuff. But he just never felt like Johnny. Wasn't a young Johnny. It was like an old, washed up Johnny. Where he's like, I'm too old for this shit, Johnny. And it's just like, that's not the Johnny I want. I want a Johnny that can grow into the role. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because he becomes heroic, but it takes a long time. Johnny's a jerk for most of Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean?
Are we pre Mortal Kombat 1, the new one? Did they try to keep to any type of storyline? We do this on the Nether Realm, so you know, might as well put it out there.
This is why I know we can and I have one more thing I want to talk about after this movie, but it teased storylines and cool things that never said it. Like there's a scene where, you know, like Quan Chi is in the same room with Shang Tsung, and I'm like, ooh, they're gonna do Deadly Alliance. This is the Deadly Alliance. They're gonna do it. Don't do it, man. Or, ooh, that's Bihan. That's going to be Noob Sabat. They're going to call him Noob Sabat. They never call him Noob Sabat. He is Noob Sabat, but they never say it. We go back to the Nether Realm, and it just made me chuckle because it's like nobody wants to be in the Nether Realm. And because it's like, who wants to be the lord of that shit? And it's like there's like a heaven in the nether realm or something that scorpions living in and like cutting dandelions or some nonsense. You have to see it. I didn't like the Shao Kahn. He wasn't. I think Shao Kahn should be like more charismatic. Shao Kahn talks big stuff. You know what I mean? You weak, pathetic fool. Like he'll talk to you, right?
Yeah.
This Shao Kahn was trying to do his best. Like you mentioned him earlier. He's more Grand Moff Tarkin than Vader. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just talking to people. Like, why do you have full sentences, bro? Like you're Shao Kahn. You cuss people out and shoulder check them. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do, right? Raiden was fine. Liu Kang was. I don't know. I don't vibe with any of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not nostalgia because it is what it is. Because Mortal Kombat Annihilation is the worst thing on God's green earth, and that's more entertaining than this movie because at least it's bad. At least it's so good. It's so bad it's good. You know what I mean? This is just bad. I don't know.
Man, that's a
I didn't like the way it ended. I was thinking, okay, is this going to go into like Mortal Kombat? Is this going to go into Deadly Alliance? Is this going to go into MK4? Are we talking Shinnok? And it's just like, no, we won. Everything's
Galaxy
good now.
Saved. Yep,
Galaxy saved. Hey,
Johnny Cage is the hero.
Johnny Cage wins. Fatality. And it's like, no. We got Shinnok. We got the Kamidogu. You know what I'm saying? We got all the stupid Mortal Kombat stuff. And it was just like, so that's it, right? That's it for this, guys? And they're like, yes, that's it for this, guys. I don't know. It was good to watch while I was eating. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those I'm not like, holy crap, I got to watch it again. Kano returns and he just tries to. You ever see someone try to steal the show and it just doesn't work? Like an actor just trying to steal the movie. And it's like, bro, just stop. Why do you have so many lines? Like, why are you, like he was the comic relief calling people out there. And he was trying to do his best Tony Stark impression. And it just was like, Kano, you're not that guy. You're not that guy.
I know all your moves.
I know all your moves, Sonya. Bradley watched Brand New Day yesterday. Everybody and their mom has seen Brand New Day but me. I'm going to see it tomorrow morning. Everybody I know has seen this movie already, but I'm going to go see it tomorrow. But we'll talk about that next Friday. It's great. So last thing I want to talk about this evening before we get into the news is I have been playing Crimson Desert, right?
Oh,
game you're familiar with.
I wish I could play Crimson Desert. Go on.
Watch. I know I'm a little bit further in the story than you, but that doesn't matter because this game has some story, as you understand. I have a question for you that I'm having problems with the further I get into this game. Is Cliff human? I don't think he's human.
Depends. Like
I don't know what Cliff is.
Cliff is dead.
Cliff is dead, right?
In my opinion. From what
I don't know.
And,
so what
and I'm about
we?
40. Look, I'm about 40 hours into the game, right? So you're much further. You're 100 plus hours into this thing.
Yeah.
Everything that I know about this, Cliff is dead. And this is, a universe of some type that we are kind of gatewaying our way through. I'm assuming it wraps up with us coming back. My assumption, I don't know. No spoilers, please.
There's no story to spoil. You're good, Doug.
Well, this is what I'm saying. The beginning where he's actually killed by the Bear Clan. My assumption is that at the end, you get through all the nonsense, you're gonna get transported back to that moment, and then you'll be real back in.
I've been Encyclopedia Browning this for 3 days because I came across something in the game where it made me question what I'm playing. So this whole game is about swords and sorcery, you know what I'm saying? Dragons and wraiths and goblins and whatever. And then there's Cliff, right? And as you said it yourself, Cliff is Mr. I can do everything. I can fix that leak. I can jump off a bridge. I can fly at warp speed. I can plane walk. Whatever you need. I can cook. I can fish.
He's like the most interesting man in the world. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You get him a little
fucking
cocktail, it's good.
James Bond over here, right? And I'm like, I'm kind of hanging with it. Like, how can he do all? And I'm like, don't pay attention to the game mechanics. Pay attention to the cutscenes, right? Like that's where the character really lives. And I'm like, I just no spoilers, and this is not going to be to any surprise, but I literally just killed like a god, like just the god. And mind you, this is not part of the main story. This is super off the beaten path side story, like thing that you can just stumble upon, right? And I'm like, that's not a there's nothing, no one else in this entire story is even touching the limit of what Cliff can do, And I'm like, Cliff has got to be some kind of construct or some kind of like
Yeah.
clone or some kind of Silver Surfer like being, because this guy could just do anything, bro. And it's like he's busted, like he's super duper powerful. But in cutscenes, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get me a beer and we're gonna arm wrestle. And these are my boys, these are my blokes, these are my fun time boys." And I'm like, this doesn't add up, man.
No, I fairly think he's dead, and you are in like a god world, like an existential like universe per se, where you be tested. It was like in the beginning, she's like, "Yeah, go save people, go do good." I don't know if it's a redemption arc story, but that's kind of where my head's at with the whole thing, and it's not an easy game to understand. But I am now seeing more people that are beating it, so that is good.
That's promising. So
there is an end.
Yeah, there's a whole side quest where you get to gain true enlightenment, Doug. There's a whole side quest where it's like, hey, you want to become a kung fu master? You like martial arts? You really want to dig into the unarmed trait? There's a whole side quest where you go into the temple. You go to the Shaolin temple and reach enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to spoil how that goes, but it's just like Cliff is a trip, dude, and it's pissing me off because I can't talk about it, man. But I just had that question in my head. I'm like, I'm playing this game, and this guy is doing Kratos level things. You know what I'm saying? Like fighting Tartarus by himself and shit like that. Like, what is this guy? He's not just someone who fell into a river and was bestowed powers by whatever those things are. They're not witch wizard. Celestial aliens. I guess it doesn't matter.
It reminds me very much of the ghost of Naruto. Is that anime that I was talking that I watched with the ghost?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes. Yeah. It reminds me very much of the beginnings of that. That's kind of where my head's at. And so, he's got powers, man. But it's a growing activity, which is why you aren't busted from the get-go. I mean, you are, but not as busted.
You only proceed to get more busted, Doug. You know what I'm saying? I just unlocked wind. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to use that shit yet. But now I control the wind. Wind. The concept of wind. With that being said, you ready to talk about some topics this evening? I'm going to do my complimentary check to see if the actual thing has actually saved yet. What are we, 45 minutes in?
Yeah.
No, it's still processing. We're good. It's still processing. Give it a minute. All right. First topic of the evening.
It's like me on a Saturday morning.
It's like me on a Sunday night, baby. Just can't. I'm done thinking. You know what I mean? Dios mío. So one thing that caught my eye, and this is really just kind of like for Mike, but I wanted you to watch the trailer just to try to get you into it, is Reacher season 4. And mind you, it being off the heels of Comic-Con, it was kind of a light content week. Did you feel that too, or is that just me?
Yeah,
it's kind of light.
No, Comic-Con in general was a tad bit weak in my opinion. I'm not gonna like knock them, but it certainly wasn't the grandiose ball of old days. It didn't feel like I didn't feel. I want to say like 2 Comic-Cons ago, maybe there was just banger after banger after banger.
You know what it was? The last good Comic-Con was like the Endgame Comic-Con, where all the actors got on the stage and it was a whole thing and they were listing off the people in. It was just a big how to do. That's the last one I can think of.
I think there was one too. I don't know. I don't remember.
Know. But all that said, as you guys know, I'm really big into my espionage thing. I'm enjoying it more than comic stuff lately. And Reacher's getting a season 4, which makes me extremely happy because Reacher is a very, very good series. Wash, did you watch this trailer? And not really being into Reacher, what were your thoughts?
I did, and like season 4 for an action show is pretty impressive. So it gives that credit. I had a quick question: does Tom Cruise make a guest appearance in this anywhere? What?
They can't afford Cruise, man.
Okay, valid.
And plus,
Amazon.
Tom is the kind of guy who's like, I'm Reacher. Just because he was in those two. Well, okay, you're in 2 movies. I'm not going to knock you, Tom.
Well, I just didn't know if maybe his character was mentioned, something of that nature. Old
No.
Reacher, I didn't know. So
unless there's like a multiverse, the Reacher multiverse would be sick, dude.
Kind of like Bourne Identity. You know what I mean? There's different Bournes. Are there different Reachers?
He's like Blade. There's only going to be ever one Blade. There's only one Blade.
Or he's like a Mandalorian. It's not a people. It's a creed.
It's a creed.
Like Jack Reacher.
It's not.
It's creed.
I'm not the Reacher. I'm a Reacher.
Yeah. So, to your point, I actually thought that the trailer looked like it had good action, but the plot seemed a tad bit thin and done kind of before maybe in a Mission Impossible movie, possibly. Yeah. So, I am not tied deep into that story, so I don't know if it made any sense, for you. But me, I was just like, well, it looks like a good action movie. And actually, it looks like Alan may have lost some pounds, or they just covered him up a bit to make him not look as big. Like, I don't know if he's supposed to be on the run and it's like desperate times. I can't be at the gym. You know what I mean? Yeah, put some clothes on.
It's got to be tough keeping that kind of mass and getting older, right?
Oh, for God's sakes.
I do.
Full-time job, man. Full-time
like,
job.
I will never knock anyone who's like, man, I'm not doing this for the rest of my life, dude. Like, but if that's your job, you do your job. But even Chris Evans looked real thin in that Doomsday trailer. He didn't look like first Avenger Captain America. He was like insanely yoked out. You know what I mean?
I don't really watch wrestling anymore, but to be Triple H, that's a lot of food. To look like The Rock,
hey,
there's a lot of food, man.
A lot of gym and chicken breast, Doug. That's it,
dude. It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Neegly is getting her own series as well. Just wanted to throw that in there. I'm all about all of it. I watched the
trailer, but it wasn't good? Question mark. So when I watched because I watched Neely trailer first, and then I watched Reacher season 4, and I'm like, well, I was kind of expecting to see Neegly there, and I didn't, and so I was a tad bit confused because I remember you mentioning she was getting her own spinoff. And in fact, I thought it was the Walking Dead dude when I first saw the name, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
No, the bad dude. No.
Oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
That guy? Yeah. Whatever his name was.
Not Negan, Neegly. It's not Negan, it's Neegly. But yeah, I'm down. I'm automatically down. One thing to think about with these series is each season is a book, and it's got it's like Tom Clancy books. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Each season is a contained story, so there's not really a lot of overflow outside of characters. Like Neegly kind of shows up to help him out in every season. Other people from other seasons will pop up as guests, but it's really like what crazy adventure has Reacher found himself in now? And that's the whole isolated, So you could watch season 2 without watching season 1. You can watch season 3 without watching season 4, and you're not missing anything. That's one thing I like about
Which also explains why we're in season 4 of an action show, because it's it allows itself to breathe with fresh story, not the same overarching thing
that can get worn or tired or like. I love Burn Notice more than most people on Earth, but it's like, how long is it going to take Michael Weston to find who burned him? It's like 7 seasons. It's like that's just That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
The dude said, "What did he say? I'm really good at figuring things out." And I was like, "Oh, okay. In that case, go about your business, big giant man.
Big giant.
I will not. I will not stop you."
Hey, Captain America. I'm not gonna get in your damn way. Like
Nope.
you could punch through brick walls like the Kool-Aid man. I want no smoke. Deadliest man on earth. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Toot said Tom Cruise is too busy playing a Russian cowboy or something. He's talking about Digger, dog.
Digger.
I have no
I'm
idea
looking
what that
forward
movie's
to
about.
Digger.
I have
I'm
no
so
idea what that
looking
movie's
forward to
about.
seeing just a good Tom Cruise like acting movie again. You know, Tom Cruise, and he did his 2 minute whatever his film about himself coming out, his ego stroke that's coming out.
Yeah, ego stroke.
Yeah, because that's what it looks like to me. Or he wants it before he dies. I don't know. Who knows? He believes aliens are in charge. They may be. That said, Tom Cruise had a lot of good films before we got to action Tom Cruise. In fact, The Firm, one of my favorite.
Just gonna ask films. You, what's your favorite underappreciated Tom Cruise movie?
I mean, The Firm is going to go on that list. I've watched The Firm 10 freaking times, man. I love that movie.
You know what my low-key one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies is that freaking Valkyrie one where he's playing like a Nazi double agent in like Nazi Germany, and he has the eye patch and shit. That's some quality cruise. He's doing some quality cruising in that damn movie. Very good. Speaking of cruising, we're gonna cruise on to our next topic here, which is Neuromancer trailer. This is based off a book, Inspirations of Cyberpunk. I may have to get an Apple Plus subscription to watch this thing.
Amen.
Dude. I was dragging my feet on Godzilla because I hear nothing but good things about whatever is going on with There's literally been a Godzilla TV series going on for seasons, and I've never watched a thing of it because it's Apple Plus. I don't care, but a real live action Cyberpunk 2077, sign me up, bro.
I don't know if I read that book in college. I don't know if I played a video game, or I don't know if I just watched something that was similar. But when I was watching the trailer, I'm like, I know this. Like, I viscerally know this story. And it's like, what is this? And then when Apple TV comes up, I can't think of the name of them now because my brain just doesn't remember like that currently. But there's about 2 or 3 trailers that are all on Apple Plus just from this last week. And I'm just like, no one talks about Apple Plus
at all, dude.
Apple Plus does not necessarily advertise on television. You don't see Apple Plus commercials during the NBA finals. And they are out there. I think every show seems to be a banger. People every show wins awards. So
there is a Godzilla TV series with Wyatt and Kurt Russell playing the same character in different time frames as Monarch. It's super sick, dude. Wyatt is playing the younger version of Kurt in this TV series and is bouncing between time frames on how do we solve a problem like Godzilla. And it's apparently goated as hell. And I have never watched a single episode because, like you said, Apple Plus. It's so crazy how good it is. I don't know.
No, I this weekend I was just having the thought I may turn in, because I've never even turned in my free subscription for it, and I'm like, I may just do a free subscription on that and watch the show that we were just talking about on Apple Plus.
What is it about cyberpunkish,
Neuromancer?
Neuromancer. Like, what is it about neo-noir setting that's so interesting? Like Blade Runner, The Matrix, this dirty future where it's we're not going to do this the right way. We're going to we're gonna ruin science for everyone. I love that. It's so interesting.
If there was a future for us, I would see it more of that type of dirty like future than we get the glistening clean streets. No,
Yeah, we're
there's
not getting
definitely
the
going to be
Federation, bro.
like a back room where you can stick a needle in your head and go plug in somewhere for a couple hours to do whatever business you need to do. That seems like a much more like life thing. Probably cost you a couple of bucks. That said, I back to the trailer. Like I thought it looked fantastic. I thought
It
the
does.
pacing of the trailer looked fantastic. Thought the environment looked fantastic, and even knowing like the story, but not being able to place where I know it from, it
That's got to be a
automatically
weird feeling, huh?
connected.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I watching? I've seen this before. And I do remember, I think the book was required reading in one of my college classes.
Really?
And so that's where I read it. So yeah, I think that's how I was introduced to you. How do you like it?
I'm loving it. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, like the transistor, ghost in the shell kind of shit future where like we're not getting it together. Definitely more realistic idea of the future, dirty and hot, and everyone's swearing and wearing shiny spandex. Well, yeah, that's it's easier to get the plugs in when it's skin tight. You know what I'm saying? You're pretty much wearing like a latex glove, and they just poke a little hole in it. The next thing you know, you're with Kim Kardashian on some island in 1995. You're good to go. You know what I'm saying? So
it's that or Fallout. I don't really think
I don't want Fallout. I love the game. Let's keep that a game. Let's keep that a game. I don't want to live that. I'm not eating rat roach steaks and shit like that. No, plug me into the Matrix at that point. But like I said, this is kind of like I need to just bite the bullet and get rid of one of my subscriptions and like tag in Apple Plus for like at least a year and see how I feel.
Buy Netflix.
You know what? Buy Netflix.
Fight me.
You know what?
Fight me.
I ain't watched nothing good on Netflix. You know what? I take that back. I did like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action. I take that back. I enjoyed that, but that's it. That's it.
At the $12.99 tier, is that worth like $144 a month, a year?
No. No,
is Monarch Godzilla worth $144 a year?
Might
if
be
it's good.
If you've seen the graphics on this thing, it looks like the movie.
I have heard about this. I did not know Kurt Russell was in it. I have heard about it.
It's this cool idea where it's like Monarch was there back in the 60s and Kurt Russell was like there with John Goodman trying to figure out what to do with Monster Island. And it flips into the present time where, Kurt Russell's like, man, yeah, I got to, I've been working on this thing for 60 years. We still can't figure out these kaiju. It's getting rough real fast. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And it's like, it's not stupid. You know how like the new Godzillas look stupid and Godzilla's pink and all that bullshit? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like the Gareth Edwards Godzilla movie, and it stops there. Godzilla is still a beast. He's not pink. He's not teaming up with Kong or no bullshit like that. It's just good kaiju battles in science fiction. And I've never watched an episode, but I'm really curious. It's like on his third season or something like that right now.
Yeah. I think it may have to be done. It may have to be done.
I think it may have to be done because I'm Godzilla, bro. But it's just like I don't know why I haven't really pulled the plug. No pun intended. Talking about Neuromancer, but Neuromancer may have tipped it for me. Like I'm, you know what? Buy Paramount Plus. I'll see you again come football season.
Oh God. Like Sunday Night Football, that about covers it, man. And I mean, they almost got me hooked. I don't even know what the damn show is about, but just to see Harrison Ford on TV, I almost just to see that damn show. Just to see.
I heard about that show. I heard it's really good. He's like a therapist. It's like a therapist or something in it or something like that.
Ton of awards.
Speaking of things that might win awards, well, the good thing about not having a deck is I get to trim down some of the talking points I didn't want to talk about. So awesome. Cut the show a little shorter. Let's go. weird because I was going to talk about. I guess we could briefly talk about it. Wonder Man got canceled. No more Wonder Man. Wonder Man is gone. It was greenlit and everything. And it made me think about this because I know you were like psychologically against watching Wonder Man because it hit you a little too close to home. Watch this. Does this bring you any joy to see this? Or are you just like, man, that kind of sucks?
No joy, because I know it was a popular show. It was just not one that I was able to watch quite yet. Still don't really have the urge to watch it. What I found interesting about this story is they never even put together like a writer's room for season 2.
Did you read about that? That's so
and it's like
up.
So you had zero intention of doing anything with this, which asked why are we here, Marvel?
Well,
One off?
They really be gassing these actors and actresses up to get them to do what they want them to do. Because they were telling, Yaya Motn, like, man, you're gonna be 1,000 years Wonder Man, bro. We're gonna go season 8. You're gonna be rolling out. You and Ben Kingsley are gonna kill it for 1,000 years. And it's like they had no intention on making this.
Zero intention.
It's like, what is their real? It makes you look into it. It says more than what it should be saying, because it's like, what is their process for making content? Is it really just that fly in the night? Like, all right, we got 2 days. Let's write a script. Let's go get the script out. Is it that flighty? Aren't these things like planned years in ahead?
I think it's more of what the first thing is. And the reason I say so is Marshala Ali's recent comments about Blade, where he's like, yeah, bro, they had me on the hook under contract for 10 years and it didn't get made. I'm assuming they just didn't want to make it. They put me under contract because, just in case this gets off the... Correct. And thus, dude, like... Sure, if you're grabbing a paycheck, it's not a bad deal, but it's not necessarily good for your career either, because you're waiting. Just, this job popped up. Well, Blade may be around the corner. You talk to your cat. It's like, oh no, Blade's coming up 6 months. Don't take that gig, or you're good. Oh, okay. 6 months goes by, and it sounds like that went on for years. So yes, not to have a season. And the last point, not to. Let's be real. There are so few Disney properties that are super exciting that the general mass population likes when it comes to Marvel, Star Wars. This was one of them. And Marvel literally went, nah.
You know what it is? It wasn't just nah. And it's like, this is a very interesting conversation. And not to take anything away from Wonder Man, but Blade. Okay. So this is the whole situation, and it's really like, who do you believe, right? Because Marshalla's saying, I don't know, man, they kind of just strung me along, I was down for 10 years. They just they never will they, won't they, you know what I'm saying? But on the other side of it, apparently Marshala wanted things a specific way, and Disney tried to accommodate him, and it just never added up.
He's an Oscar-winning actor. Okay, that's why they went and got him for the role. Man,
you gotta listen to what he wanted, though. This guy ain't Charlton Heston, bro. Like, he's not Tom Cruise. Like, what this dude wanted is he wanted Blade, modern Blade, to be set in the 1920s. In rural slave Louisiana. Sinners, right? This is what I'm talking about. Sinners, right? And they were like, that's not really Blade, Marshala Ali. I don't care. I'm Oscar award winning, Marshala Ali. This is what I want. We'll try to figure it out. Okay. What about your director? Okay. I only want a Muslim only director. Figure it out. This is what I want. It's like, well, we kind of wanted this to have a black voice, an African-American voice. Blade, it's very stooped in. This is what I want. I want my director. This is what I want. Oscar award winning Marshala Ali. All right, Marshala Ali, we'll figure it out. We got a Muslim director. No, not that Muslim director. I want this other guy. Okay, we'll get the other guy. The other guy was like, what am I doing again? You know what I mean? Who did he now? And it's like, and Marvel was like, man, this is, mind you, this is 6 years into it. They built sets, they built clothing, they built all that stuff that was on Sinners was supposed to be for Blade. They were accommodating him, and it just didn't work out.
Then let him go, and
That's
stop saying that a Blade movie's coming out.
Once you, it's such a double-edged sword, because once you open that bag, it's really
another. Who's our boy? Who's our boy who just got janked out of his project because of his arm? We talked about him.
Yeah, Kratos. Don't remember the actor's name. Yeah,
yanked him out. No, you're done. Sit down. You know what? You don't like the actor? You yank him, dude. You're the producer. You're Marvel. Like you pay him his 10 G's and you walk away.
You know what?
Like
you know what happened? No. It's that Disney will accommodate you to a certain extent, and they were accommodating Mashallah because he's a great actor. Nothing knocking the man, but when you give a person an inch, they take a mile. And when my man started taking mile after mile after mile, they're like, okay, this is starting to get kind of crazy. What can we run? Can we start filming? Nah, man, it's not exactly how I want it. It's like we already have a 1920s Blade directed by the people we really don't want directing this stuff. We're not really jiving with the script 2, script 3, because Blade has no reason to be in 1920s damn slave. You know what I'm saying? Like no one was jiving with it. So I'm like, you know what? You got it, dog. After 10 years, and it's the worst kind of situation. But it's really like, watch, if we were to go to lunch and I'm like, watch what you feeling like, man, I want Peruvian food. And I'm like, man, I kind of just want a burger, bro. I want Peruvian food from the Upper West Side at Mario's Peruvian. Man, I just kind of want a burger. Can we just go Peruvian food? And I'm like, all right, Wash, why don't we get Mexican, dude? Can you vibing with Mexican? Peruvian food. And I'm like, you know what, man? I'll just hit you up later, right? And then you go on Twitter like, I don't know why Mike didn't want to go to lunch. He must have been busy. I don't know what's going on with Mike. Mike just said no, and I just wanted to get something to eat. I'm like, what are you talking about, sir? And that's kind of how I feel. What happened with that? It's just,
I don't think Marvel gets or has enough street cred to make this claim. Look at Wonder Man.
Trust me, Marvel.
Scarlett Johansson.
Disney is evil. I'm not shooting Marvel any bail on this, but when creatives get weird, but when creatives get weird, creatives get weird. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
It's the same thing as Ozzy Osbourne when his bucket full of brown M&Ms. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's worth accommodating, you'll do it. But if it's not, man, chill out, dude.
But you can't keep someone on the hook 10 years telling them a movie's going to get made.
That's the bad part.
No sense. That's the stupid part.
That's the worst part.
You could have made a Blade movie. Wesley Snipes was available. He got out of jail.
You could have made 2 Blade movies by this. But why should? Because they kept trying to accommodate him. They kept trying to make it work.
We got Blade. We got Wesley Snipes as Blade in that stupid freaking movie. Whatever it was.
There's only one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade. And it's me. I'm the Blade. You got it, bro. Apparently. I don't know. Maybe they got a phone call from Wesley. And that's maybe Deadpool and Wolverine was the nail on the coffin. And that's why, it's even more telling. That's why Deadpool looked into the camera the way he did when Blade said that, because they probably already knew what the writing was on the wall for that movie back then. And I always wondered, like, why did they kind of go into that kind of, there's only one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade. I'm like, oh shit, they knew that this movie was cooked back then. And they were just like, well, we just can't say it now because F saying it now, it's not a good time. But do I feel bad for Mashallah? Yes. Is Disney evil? Yes. Both things can be right. But at the same time, I mean, life is full of give and take. You know what I'm saying? To say, yep, my thoughts on that scene exactly. Yeah, there's got to be give and take, man. And not even The Rock can make that kind of pull anymore in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of any actor that really can be like, swing their dick around and be like, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want, what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Oscar-winning actor. That's all I'm saying. That's true. You went and got the man. So if you could have went and got other A-list actor dude.
Let's talk, you know what?
Wesley would have been fun.
This is a good segue to like disposable African American actors. So, and this is Hollywood. 16-time nominated Sinners. Just
the Thomas Crown affair, Michael B. Jordan came up, trailer comes, and I was like, no, skip, man, I'm good.
And the crowd goes mild, dog. Bradley says, Peruvian food is not Mexican food. Peruvian food is not Italian food. Peruvian food is and that was Mashallah Ali right there, dude. Peruvian food. Nah, man, let's just get a Peruvian. You know what? You got it, dog. I'm just gonna go this way. You go that way. You get you some Peruvian, but anywho. So we got a brand new actor. This was probably the biggest announcement of Comic-Con was Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever 3. Black Panther 3 has been announced, and another British actor is playing an American, which is always great. I think what's the guy's name? Let me pull that up really quick.
I thought it was David Washington, but that's just random black guy name that could be stuck in my head.
Carl Steele,
I mean, my name's Brian Washington, so it is what it is.
His name is Luke Cage, Doug. David Washington, yeah.
Oh, it was
black.
When?
Yeah, you called it.
I think he's been in something before, and I can't remember what it was. Is he brand new?
Excellent actor. No, he was in Alien Romulus. He was the droid in Alien Romulus. He was also in The Long Walk. Did you watch that? The Stephen King?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's super good.
Yes.
So
yes,
I want to. Can I say my piece before you jump in on this one?
Go ahead.
I put the picture on the docket because the picture says 1,000 words. And it's Comic-Con. Everybody's out front. Shuri, who is the Black Panther, is on stage. I think he's a great choice. He is a great choice. I have my reservations. M'Baku's on stage. We're welcoming our new T'Challa. He's playing T'Challa Jr. He's playing the son of T'Challa from the end of Wakanda Forever. And they take a shot of him kind of like, I'm humbled and I'm gracious. But Letitia's face says so much in that moment because she's just like, I'm not feeling none of this. I'm not feeling none of it. It's the craziest look I ever seen. And I tend to like read body language and kind of like facial tics and all that. She was not feeling none of whatever that was. Like, I don't know if she didn't want to be there, but she just had this, this face on her. She was like, oh, this is so wrong. Chad would have not approved type face. And it's like, it's like splits the internet. It's like one camp is like never recast T'Challa 1,000 years Chadwick, which I'm like, all right, fine, I get it. The other half is like, they should have been recasted, bro. It's a comic book movie. Get over yourselves. Recast the character. And I don't know who's right or wrong in that situation. I didn't want Kid T'Challa, Kid Chinchilla. And it's like, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, is it a workaround? Yeah. Because, they're not recasting T'Challa. They're casting T'Challa Jr. Same director, Ryan Coogler. I think he's overrated, but, I don't know. I don't know. Fruitvale Station was good. I'll give it that. Fruitvale Station was pretty good. Wash, what are your thoughts on what's going on?
I'm going to agree with the Ryan Coogler statement.
I think he's a little. Don't shoot. I think he's just a tad overrated.
Let's put it this way. I'm a little concerned for X-Files. Whatever's coming. I hope it's good. God bless it's good. But I am a tidbit just concerned because I don't know if it's going to live up to what I'm expecting for the X-Files. And I'm sure it's not because it's his version. He's a big X-Files fan. He has his own thing, and I'm accepting of that. My point is it going to be X-Files or is it going to be something else? Because if it's something else, you can call it the XY Files. I'm fine with that. So,
I don't know because he has a very particular style, a very particular artistic eye. Is Chris? What was the name of the showrunner for X-Files? Chris, what's his face? Is he have anything to do with this? That's what scares me.
I am aware. Not that
Chris Johnson. I forget the name of the showrunner for X-Files. The guy, he was pretty much like their Gene Roddenberry for X-Files, right? Oversaw the whole damn thing, even the revival, right? So it's just kind of like, you know,
didn't he
Chris
do
Carter.
the Twilight Zone too? Chris Carter, thank you.
Chris Carter, thank you, Toots. No, that was Jordan Peele did the Twilight Zone.
That was Jordan Peele. Okay, another. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Moving
on.
Another, yeah. I
think David Washington, and I don't know the photo you're talking about. I did see him up on stage. Like, yeah,
it's a crazy looking photo.
I didn't see that specific photo. I was just happy he looks like Black Panther. You know what I mean? He's skinny, he's lanky, he looks agile, he looks like he's going to make a fantastic Black Panther. And yeah, I'm like, Black Panther, right? That's then the gang, or not the gang, but the movement popped in that way. Anyway,
you make a good Black Panther too. You'd make a good Black Panther too.
Right. So anyway, So my overall thoughts is, it's time to recast them. However we do so, I'm looking forward to Black Panther 3, whatever it may be. I hope it's a little different than what we've seen with 1 and 2, but I'm not necessarily expecting such because, it is a cultural film event, I guess we can call it.
Toot said pictures could be taken out of context. She could have been mid sneeze. Haven't you seen Men in Black? Yeah, 1,000%. It's just, picture is 1,000. Picture is 1,000 words, and the word I saw was, it's kind of like when you have to train the person that we talked about this before. You have to train the person that's taking your job. You know what I mean? It's like, these trifling mother effers didn't want me to be Black Panther, so they had to get another Black Panther. Bitch, I'm Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? And she's, I get that, but she also could be like, "Ooh, I'm so happy I don't have to worry about this Black Panther stuff no more." You know what I mean?
But she's not Black Panther.
She was Black Panther.
Yes, she is Black Panther, but she's not the Black Panther. And
neither is he.
But what we're trying to do is cast the Black Panther for the future. This is what we're trying to do because we had the Black Panther and unfortunate events took place. So now, and I get it. People can be butthurt, but at the exact same time, it's like, yes, if we just wanted Black Panther, multiversal movie, whatever the case may be, let's
pluck out a Black Panther. I'm hearing rumors that Denzel Washington is playing a multiverse version of an older Black Panther.
I mean, that T'Challa would strike me as something Denzel would want to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
I'm King Kong.
God Wakanda ain't got shit on me, dog. Yeah. I don't want new Avengers either. But he's great casting. I don't know. I mean, all this shit is getting reset in Secret Wars anyway. So it doesn't matter. All this is getting reset in Secret Wars anyway. And you're going to have Daniel Day-Lewis as Magneto or whatever they're going to figure out. So it's.
I mean, I'm assuming Chris Evans is Captain America at this stage. So just doesn't apply.
I thought what's his face was Captain America. What's his face from 8 Mile? I thought he was Captain America.
From what? 8 Mile?
Anthony Mackie. I thought he was Captain America.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, Anthony. He's Captain America.
He's a Captain America.
I don't know if he's
not the
Captain America. Like,
this is horrible, Doug. But you're not wrong, bro. He's a Captain America. He's just not the Captain America. He's not my Captain America. I got the red hat on and everything, Doug.
It's like your NFL team. It's like you have a quarterback, but you don't have
my
quarterback.
Yeah, it's like I don't want Phillip Rivers. I want Brett Favre. It's like you get what you get. Speaking of things of getting what you get, and we'll close out tonight with this last topic. Ryan Gosling of Project Hail Mary fame and The Notebook and Driver and all these movies which would make sense for him to get this role has been officially cast as Johnny Blaze in a new Ghost Rider standalone film from Marvel with, and I know you're gonna love this part, directed by the same director from Deadpool and Wolverine. He's directing it, which freaks me the hell out because Ghost Rider's a lot of things, but he's not funny. Wash. I want to close this out by talking about two sides of this equation: the casting in the film. Which would you like to start talking about first? The casting on the film?
I would like to start with the film.
That director does not fill me with ooze. Like if this was directed by the guy who did like Weapons, or directed by the guy who did something like Backrooms or something like that, I'll be like, ooh, this may have an interesting eye. It's Ghost Rider. He's dark. It's damn near horror. It's body horror, right? It's a serious tone, painted stares and all that. Deadpool and Wolverine's a lot of things, but it's not serious. You know, and I kind of don't want a goofy Ghost Rider, if that makes sense. That's that's my initial gut reaction from this announcement. You know what I mean? But that's just me.
My gut reaction was not very different. I think it's a good idea on paper. Like, there's a Ghost Rider movie. Yeah, that sounds awesome. How are we going to pull this together? Ryan Gosling and Deadpool Wolverine guy. I don't necessarily know if that equals the answer I'm looking for Johnny Blaze, but I guess it's a answer for Johnny Blaze, but I don't know if it's the answer.
I don't know if it's my answer for Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, I don't. I was a big Ghost Rider fan as a kid, and a lot of it had to do with like skull, motorcycle, like chains, like demons, cool friggin' demons, cool. Dude. Like, yeah. It's one of those concepts, aka Johnny Cage. I can't believe I'm about to say that. What the fuck? The bees. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, the bees.
Like it's a hard idea to pull off on paper, and so Doctor Strange. Similar. This needs to be Doctor Strange levelsness of like grandioso dealing in the different realms. Yes. Yeah. Right. I don't know if they're going to do that. Ryan Gosling doesn't strike me as the character for that. Okay. I'm not the biggest Ryan Gosling fan.
No. I'm gonna give you some required reading for Ryan Gosling on why he fits this role. It reminds me a lot of when and mind you, don't judge the movie, judge the casting. When what's his face was cast as Batman in Batman and Robin.
George Clooney.
George Clooney. At the time, the casting made perfect sense, right? Because From Dusk Till Dawn came out, and it was like, man, he could play a badass, right? George Clooney can do badass. So, I have faith in that. Once that's all they gave him, and them casting Ryan Gosling. Watch From Beyond the Pines, which is a movie with him and like Rosario Dawson and Dane, what's his face? Great acting in that. Driver alone, it's like, okay, that's just Johnny Blaze.
I don't like Driver.
You don't like Driver?
I don't like Driver. I thought Driver was freaking terrible.
Really?
And so I was against the masses. I was bored as hell, and I thought Ryan Gosling's character was just
like.
So anyway, yeah.
Well, fair enough, but I think Ryan can pull off. And like, what personality really does Johnny Blaze have? Like, like what personality? Like, I and Masters of the Nerdiverse. We've been reading comics and watching this stuff our whole life, and it's like I can't tell you. I can tell you the personality of Ghost Rider, but I can't tell you what Johnny Blaze's personality is. And like,
He's a flaming skull head, right? So the personality, there's room to grow. And I don't think Johnny Blaze is the problem with the movie. I think the movie is going to be the problem of the movie.
well,
I think
that's why
pulling it off
have.
is going to be like the problem of the movie. If
Okay.
you're asking me if Ryan Gosling will be a great Ghost Rider, I'm sure he'll be serviceable. He's a great actor. You know what I mean? Give him a script. He's going to go out there and do what he does. People will love him. Great. But is the movie going to suffice like a Doctor Strange hit or even a Scarlet Witch hit?
Let's talk about Doctor Strange for a second. Who did they get to direct the very first Doctor Strange? With all of that in mind, Scott Derrickson.
Yeah.
It was Scott Derrickson. He was a horror director. Directed one of the scary, I think scientifically the scariest movie of all time, Sinister. He directed Sinister, which is scientifically the scariest movie of all time. There was a falling out there. He wanted to do 2. Who did they get to do Multiverse of Madness? Freaking Sam Evil Dead Raimi. You know what I'm saying? So they understood that this character needs to be held by a director who can kind of convey the Marvel flair, but also have like an undercurrent of nastiness, undercurrent of darkness. And I'm not a big Sean Levy guy, but I don't kind of trust him to give this movie the weight it needs. But then again, we have Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto, so I don't know how serious they're taking any of this. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know what you want until you got it. Maybe it's the best thing since sliced bread.
True. And
I don't know.
That's why I'm not out here trying to hate on it. I'm just out here saying that I have concern for the entire idea, like pulling it off. Give me a synopsis, give me what we're doing in this movie, and maybe I'll understand the pieces a tad better. But what story? It has to be an origin story, right? It has to be origin story.
We don't know. Because there was a writer in the MCU during like the whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, but it was Robbie Reyes. It wasn't Johnny Blaze. We see Johnny Blaze, but we don't see Ryan Gosling. We just see the Ghost Rider. So what if this is a period piece and it takes place like in the 80s or 90s? And
I like that. Oh, well, not period piece one-off. Period piece is like a period piece. This Captain movie, Marvel type of
Captain Marvel type, where it takes place in the 90s and we super go into the future. And there's been multiple Ghost Riders. Danny Ketch, don't get me started on Ghost Rider. Danny Ketch, Robbie Reyes, the Native American Ghost Rider who rides a flaming horse, fucking sick. Like Danny is just and Johnny Blaze is just the most like contemporary Ghost Rider. I'm down with that.
You give me that movie and it's not funny, I'm in. But Deadpool Wolverine, as you know, not one of my favorite movies.
It can have levity,
but
it can have levity. Like I'm a big fighter for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's a goofy movie. It's a goofy movie, right? But there's also some Sam Raimi stuff that's going on. There's ghouls and ghosts and goblins and all that fun stuff, and it's spooky. I just think it's like, but it has to dance that line, like who's the villain? Of course, it's Mephisto. Are you gonna put Blackheart in this movie? Are you gonna have, is it gonna be Vengeance? Like, how deep are we going into Ghost Rider lore? Do they even want to bother
on this?
No, it's just it's just the title card. It's not even real life.
Blade. All right. Well, talk to me in 10 years. Let's see where we're at.
Elder Scrolls 6. You know what I mean?
Oh, did you see Bethesda 40th anniversary new edition? It's like, I feel so sorry for Todd. Todd's just like, damn.
I'm not talking video games for a very long time, dude.
All right. Yeah.
I'm not talking.
You did mention Crimson Dawn. Sorry.
Desert. That's only because Crimson Desert's pissing me off as it is one to do. It's going to be one of these types of movies where it should be considered a cash grab. Love Ryan Gosling, by the way, but it's not going to be an investment. You don't know until you know, right? Like, Who knew Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be this trilogy of excellent films, and it seemed like a cash grab. Who the hell are the Guardians of the Galaxy? Who cares? Enter James Gunn and just rewrites history, right? It could happen. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine was $1 billion movie, wasn't it?
$1 billion.
$1 billion. So, like you said, on paper, it makes sense. But as the OG Ghost Rider fan from the 90s with the toys and the cartoons, and that director doesn't seem like a good fit for me. But
and even going back to the 80s comics, which is where like my heart lies. It's like it just, I don't know.
I don't know. But I mean, they said the same thing about Michael Keaton being Batman. They said the same thing about Heath Ledger being Joker. But those are the actors. But you see what I'm saying? Like sometimes these odd couple pairings make magic. So it is also Marvel.
Is Ryan Gosling an Oscar winner by any chance?
That's a good question. I don't think so. Did he win anything for that tap dance movie he made with what's her face?
Oh yeah, I mean the movie won Best Actor. Yeah,
but did he win anything?
People love that thing
for that tap dance movie.
La La Land.
That's funny. Yeah, almost La La Land. La La Land lost to Moonlight, which starred Mahershala Ali. See how that works out?
Yes, it did.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon type shit.
No, he won a Golden Globe though.
Oh, fair enough.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Which one? La La Land?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. With that, I think that's going to bring it to the end of Masters of the Nerdiverse, episode 173, Project Hail Mary. Hail Mary. Ooh, spooky. Wash. Out of the topics we spoke of this evening, I don't have the list ahead of me because that's where the graphic is for. But off the top of your head, which topic did you have the most fun talking about tonight?
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider. Mainly because I can't remember where I know Neuromancer from. But I'm gonna think about it.
That's gonna bother you for a few days.
It's gonna bother me, yeah, dude. Because it runs deep. It runs deep.
Hey, watch. Guess what premiered yesterday, and it's on Prime tonight. Batman Caped Crusader. Batman Caped Crusader season 2. The whole series is out tonight.
Whole damn thing, awesome.
I'm gonna have thoughts because that's gonna be watched by the next Friday. You know what I'm saying?
I have to go watch Batman from 2023 on HBO Max because I still haven't hooked up my Amazon down here, which isn't bad.
Pattinson?
No, the animated
Batman.
thing. Is that what it's called? The Batman with him, Robin, and Batgirl. 2023.
Oh, that's a good see. That's 2023.
Yeah, 2023.
That's like 2003. You're talking about the show
2023.
What show are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, because the Batman was like that was like the cartoon on WB. Am I thinking about something different? Batman versus Dracula, all that stuff?
Nope.
No? What are you talking
about? It is. I'll have to text it to you because I'm not finding it right now. But I'll text it to you when
because if I'm unaware of some Batman media that's gone over my radar.
Yeah, it's an animated. The animated came out, and I was like, "When did this come out?" And it's like 2023, and I was like, "Why? What do you mean?"
You sure that's not?
Or maybe it was 2022.
You sure that's not Batman Ninja, though? Is Batman Ninja?
No, it definitely is not. It definitely is not.
Back to Haunted?
Definitely is not.
Oh, fun stuff.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead and finish closing out the show.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to find that.
As you're finding that, any final thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
No, there is a Batman show on HBO. Go watch it because it's not bad. But besides that, man, not a lot. There's a lot on television that has dropped recently. I see a lot of new. I need to watch The Long Walk because that was on my list. So I definitely need to watch that. But yeah, there's a lot of movies out and watch King of the Hill, a couple of decent shows. There are some new Star Wars books out, one based on Raya and Leia. So hashtag support your local library and go ahead and get that thing on reserve because it's going to be on reserve for weeks, I'm sure. Mine is at least 8. So, yeah. And that romance movie book came out for Star Wars, but I won't be reading that for a while. We're going to have to get to the bottom of the well again.
Bottom of the bottom, dude.
All right. Well, let's do it. What do we got?
Fine.
And watch. I'm going to come on in. This is freaking amazing.
Thing in the world,
best
dude.
story ever had. They love each other. And they have no force.
Made me cry, man. It's bullshit. Everybody be safe out there. It's Spider-Man weekend. So every theater I've seen for this thing has been absolutely packed. So be careful, protect yourselves out there. Watch some TV. It's that kind of life, man. It's that kind of freaking life. Just keep your head on a swivel is all I'm saying. People are weird, man. Life is weird. Life is kind of weird. You know, I'm gonna go see that shit tomorrow. And I'm kind of like, you know, I may have to bring my little billy club like Daredevil to the theater. Just clunk somebody upside the head, dog. But have fun this weekend. Play some video games, watch some movies, watch Batman. Random Select is coming back. We're figuring things out for Random Select. We will be back on that and back to our regular scheduled programming. And with that being said, I've of course been your host, Mike G. He's been our Match of the Nerdiverse. Wash. We're the Match of the Nerdiverse podcast. And with that, I will say MOTN out. Have a good weekend, everybody.